Okay, let's get right into it. We're way past the AI hype cycle now, and it's time to land the plane. This is for you, the builders, the people with API docs open, ready to actually get your hands dirty. We're going to strip away all the buzzwords and look at what you can build right now to generate real revenue. You know exactly what this means, right? We've all been in that wow phase. Making an AI write a silly poem about your cat. It's fun for about 5 minutes. But the real question, the one that actually builds businesses, is okay, but how do I wire this stuff up? How do I turn this incredible technology into something that saves time, makes me money, and gives me a serious competitive edge? Well, that's the gap we are going to bridge today. And look, this isn't some niche, futuristic trend we're talking about. The data is crystal clear. 75% of small businesses are already using AI tools. This isn't about tomorrow, it's about right now. AI is fast becoming a basic requirement to stay in the game, and the businesses that are using it well, they are punching way, way above their weight class. So, to get you from just being interested to being truly capable, we've laid out a builder's roadmap. First, we'll talk about a critical pivot in your mindset. Then, we're going to cover the billion-dollar distinction between two types of AI builds. We'll show you the exact tech stack the pros are using, walk you step by step through 3 actionable blueprints, and finally, wrap up with how to actually sell these solutions for serious cash. Okay, first things first. We absolutely have to make this critical pivot. It's all about fundamentally changing how you look at AI. It is not a toy for making funny pictures anymore. It's a tool for building systems. Systems that automate the boring work, that generate leads, and create revenue while you're sleeping. And that whole pivot, it starts by understanding one foundational concept that, frankly, most people get wrong. And this is the huge distinction between what we call an AI workflow and an AI agent. Getting this right is the difference between building a clunky little script and building a powerful, intelligent system. So let's break this down. It's actually pretty simple. An AI workflow is deterministic. The best way to think about it is like a train on a fixed track. It always goes from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. No deviations. Perfect for those repetitive tasks, like moving data from a web form straight into your CRM. Fast, cheap, reliable. An AI agent, on the other hand, is non-deterministic. This is more like a taxi driver. It can reason, it can make decisions, and it can choose its own path to get to a destination. It's smart, it's flexible, and it's built for tasks where you just don't know what's coming next. This analogy just nails it. You get in a taxi and say, "Take me to the airport." You don't give the driver turn-by-turn directions, right? Of course not. If there's a traffic jam, they figure out a detour on their own. That's an AI agent. It's reasoning through the problem in real time. That train on a track, the workflow, it would just get stuck. So here's the key takeaway. You use workflows for speed and predictability, and you use agents for intelligence and flexibility. So now that we know what we're trying to build, let's get into the how. What are the actual tools of the trade? And this isn't just some random list of software. This is the preferred tech stack of the experts who are out there building and selling these automations every single day. The Pro stack really boils down to 3 core components. First, you've got NN. Think of this as the central nervous system for your automations. It's a fair code platform that just gives you so much more control and flexibility than tools like Zapier, especially when things get complex. Then you have the brain of the operation, which is Claude 4.5 Sonnet. This model is incredible at complex reasoning and has a massive context window. It can hold about 50,000 words in its short-term memory. And finally, there's OpenRotor. This thing is like a universal adapter for AI. It lets you swap different models in and out without having to rebuild everything from scratch, which totally future-proofs your work. And hey, real quick, before we dive into the best part, the actual blueprints, if you're getting value out of this and you want to stay ahead of the curve, do yourself a favor. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the Entrepreneur Mindset channel. We're constantly dropping practical guides just like this one, and it's the best way to become part of a community of builders. You really don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's make this real. Enough theory, enough talk about tools. Let's look at 3 tangible, revenue-generating systems that you can actually build. This is where those abstract concepts become actionable blueprints. Okay, first up, the YouTube Strategist. This build solves a problem that every single creator faces: creative burnout. You know that feeling of just staring at a blank page, paralyzed by all the competitive analysis you're supposed to do? Well, instead of spending hours doom-scrolling other channels, this automates the entire research phase for you. So here's how it works. First, it does something called outlier analysis. It scans your competitors and finds the videos that performed dramatically better than that channel's average. That's a huge signal that a topic really hit a nerve. Second, it does audience listening. It actually scrapes your own channel's comments to figure out what your viewers are literally asking you for. And then finally, the magic happens in the data-driven ideation phase. It combines all that market data with your audience feedback and spits out 3 fully formed, high-potential video ideas. We're talking clickable titles, thumbnail concepts, the whole deal, and sends them right to your Slack. Next up, we have the Nano Banana Video Factory. And yes, that is its real name. This blueprint tackles a massive problem in marketing. How do you create affordable, scalable, user-generated style video ads without having to hire an entire army of influencers? Now, what's so brilliant about this is the clever little workaround it uses. You see, AI video models kind of struggle to create realistic people holding very specific products. So the Nano Banana hack is genius in its simplicity. You use an image model, like Midjourney, to generate a perfect static photo first. This way, you get total control over the lighting, the product placement, everything. Then, you just feed that perfect image into a video model and tell it to animate what's already there. And the result? You get a high-quality video ad that looks like a real person holding your product. And the cost for this? This is going to blow your mind. 32 cents. 32 cents per video. I mean, compare that to the hundreds or even thousands of dollars it costs to hire one influencer for one video. This is an absolute game changer for testing ad creative at scale. It's insane. And for our final build, we have the hyper-personalized lead magnet. I want you to forget about those generic 5 tips PDFs that everyone downloads and then immediately ignores. This system lets a potential client go to your website, describe their specific business problem, and within 3 minutes, it delivers a custom, step-by-step roadmap to solve their exact pain point right to their inbox. It provides instant, massive value and builds incredible trust before you've even said a word to them. Building these systems is one thing, but actually making money from them, that's the other half of the equation. So let's get to the final act. How do you go from being a builder, tinkering on your own, to a paid consultant, packaging and selling these automations for significant profit? The absolute most crucial part of this is a mindset shift. You have to stop acting like a pharmacist and start acting like a doctor. Think about it. A pharmacist just fulfills a prescription. The customer walks in and says, "I need a chatbot," and you build them one, probably competing on price. You're a commodity. But a doctor diagnoses the pain. They ask questions. They find the root problem like, "Oh, I see your team wastes 10 hours every single week on manual data entry." And then they prescribe a tailored solution. The automation is the medicine, and you get to charge for the value of the cure, not the cost of the pill. And this is not just some theory. Check this out. The source material for this explainer cites a real-world example. A simple client onboarding automation, one that just sends a welcome email, update to CRM, and creates a Google Drive folder, was sold for $2,600. And get this, it only took 2 hours to build. This is the key insight you have to burn into your brain. You are not selling your time. The client does not care if it took you 2 hours or 2 weeks. They care about the outcome. If that 2-hour build saves them $6,000 a year in wasted labor, then paying you $2,600 is an incredible investment for them. You have to sell the return on investment, not the AI itself. So where do you begin? What do you do next? Here are your first steps. Number 1, start simple. Automate a social media post or build a receipt logger for yourself. Just get the reps in. Second, work in public. Share what you're building on LinkedIn or YouTube. This builds trust and positions you as an expert way faster than you think. Third, offer free audits. Find a local business, ask them about their biggest operational headache, and propose a solution. And finally, always focus on the ROI. Sell them money they'll save, not the cool tech you're using. So we've covered the concepts, we've covered the tools, and we've covered the strategy. This opportunity is sitting right here, right in front of you. Most businesses, they know they need AI, but they have absolutely no idea where to start. You can be that bridge for them. You have the blueprints now. So the only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first? If you're getting value out of this and you want to stay ahead of the curve, do yourself a favor. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the Entrepreneur Mindset channel. We're constantly dropping practical guides just like this one, and it's the best way to become part of a community of builders. You really don't want to miss what's coming next.